Hello all and welcome in here to round 4 in the Tier 2 Championship here in We Have Fun F1. You're joined by me, WHFRO, and Ollie.
Hello everyone.
And we're here for round 4 in the Championship. And I think Viet Cong Porsche's lagged out, so we need to get him back in.
I'll try and get him in when I load in here. Apparently still loading in for me. Right. I'll chuck him an invite here, so. And he's just gone to get a wet setup because we have a wet quali.
Yep, wet qualifying. We'll see if GB in the chat will let us know. Usually GB's in the chat lets us know if it's going to be a dry or wet race. Currently it seems to be interconditions at this stage.
Who will be our first man to venture out on these very treacherous conditions, especially around Hungary. It's never a fun track to do in the wet, let alone... I mean, in the wet, it's not a fun track in general, in my opinion, but...
GB says wet quali, supposedly dry race in the chat. And out of the pit lane we've got Cthulhu, who's always the first driver out of the pit lane in Tier 2. He is always the first to venture out.
He's just number one.
Yeah, it's a tradition, we're just going to carry on here. Yeah, GB, look at the temperature, that'll give you an indicator of what it is in the race.
If it's high, like in the 30s, then it's a dry race. If it's low, like low 20s into the, it'll be wet, so.
But we will have Cthulhu around in the lap, we have Charisma.
Oh, so many people are going out now. Oh,
yeah, the whole pit lane is emptying now. I wonder, is the rain going to get heavier as time goes on, so everyone's thinking now is the best time to...
everyone coming out now, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I think everyone could be like debating on
scramble right now.
Getting their lap in. Scotland now going off track with
I think he's letting some people through. Yeah.
A whole gaggle of cars here. Meanwhile, we are going to follow Cthulhu on their lap, but Ollie, if you could keep an eye on the whole pack of cars bunched up there. But we'll follow Cthulhu on this lap as he rounds the final corner, trying to plant the power down the main straight here in Hungary. The only DRS zone. Actually, it's got two DRS zones. They've got your first DRS zone here, and then following turn 1 there's another DRS zone. But neither will be on in the wet conditions. Meanwhile, Cthulhu is the first to start the lap, followed by Pneumatic. We do have a grid of 17 here today. A couple drivers who were late. Dropouts, basically.
Incident there between the Alpine of Coda and the McLaren of Callum. Looked like there was a bit of a brake check from Callum there. I don't know if he was just trying to make a gap. And Coda has not realised, and I think he rear-ended him, so hopefully no damage to Coda there.
Yeah, thankfully, we've not seen any. We've not seen any grid penalties pop up for
yellow.
We've got a
it's Charisma.
Round.
He's lost it on the straight. Wow. That's a bit of interesting place to lose it there.
Possibly lost it, and then couldn't catch it.
Meanwhile, Cthulhu. Who's that?
Cthulhu. I'm at the final corner. Thank you for the follow, Crispy Toaster in the chat, and
what a great
the lanky one. That's a great name. Meanwhile, round the final corner we go with Cthulhu. Does a 28.5. Pneumatic's gonna be around next. In the half.
Zampra's also spun.
Both Red Bulls struggling.
Oh, he's lost damage. He's got damage too. So he's.
Zampa, do not stop on track.
Right
it will disqualify you. It will disqualify you. You need to keep going.
Let's
just give the brake marker board a little dink.
Who'll be the
on the
next man to start
the way
finish
past.
his lap? It looks like it's going to be the Callum. Nice. Callum in the McLaren.
Callum 87 here. We've got 3 Callums on the grid, although only 2 with us here tonight.
Yeah.
Callum round in the final corner in the McLaren. Does a 26.6, quickest lap so far. Meanwhile, a couple drivers, the lap times are coming in now. Josh up to P3, Spared Fungus up to P4, Wed Throne up to P2, Coda P6, Scotland P8, Dobo now P5, but certainly Callum almost a second ahead of the drivers behind. It seems early on in this championship it could be between Callum and GB. If we were to judge by the pace of the first couple races.
I think you got to throw in Dobo as well. Dobo,
Yeah,
I mean,
Dobo.
he's always up the front at the moment.
I think
Very only
Dobo
won
may.
last time in China.
I think Dobo may have 3 consecutive podiums here. Let me look at the results. Let's get this up really quick, just to double check that. But I think Dobo may have 3 consecutive podiums. He does. He's got a P2 in Bahrain and then a P3 in Spain and China. So 100% podium record here for Dobo. Meanwhile, we follow T Basel.
One of our debutants here.
Debutant for T Basel, Awizzy, which is aka AXCH, but we'll just call him Awizzy.
We'll just call him Wizzy. Yeah.
It'll be easier to remember. Whereas Viet Cong Porsche in the Ferrari, his first race of the season as well. There are 3 debutants today, and a couple drivers returning on reserves, such as Josh and Coda, who have raced with us before.
I think Coda was racing last week, I think. Yeah. So.
T Basel now up to P8 in qualifying. We've got Viet Cong Porsche starting a lap.
I think this is his third or
Ferrari.
fourth lap, I believe. No, never mind, this is first. I'm tripping balls in, alright.
Meanwhile, who's on a lap? We do have the AlphaTauris who currently lead the constructors. There's a dynamic duo on an out lap. Wed Throne now could be on a lap here. On the inters you can do multiple runs, so we'll see as well.
I mean, the track is also going to get, I think it's going to get faster as well. Obviously that's, it always happens in the wet, times always come down, times always tumble later on in the session, so I feel like Callum's time will be, in a few minutes time, probably will be beaten by somebody who, I don't know who, but somebody, yeah. Oh, it's Steve Battle. Jesus, he's almost lost it there. It's 4 tenths up, so this should give him an improvement. Something else but corner. 2 long corners to go. Never get the first one. Josh goes P2.
Yeah, brilliant lap there from Josh.
Corner. So the line, what's this lap going to do? P4. Only 1,000th ahead of Wed Throne. Nice.
Viet Cong Porsche up to P10. He's going to pull to the inside to let his teammate GB come through on his lap. GB currently the championship leader here in the Ferrari. And also we have the Red Bull of Charisma, who's one of the furthest cars round on a lap. Dynamic Duo probably will be the next to finish a lap here. The teammate of the Salmon, and both these drivers in the AlphaTauri are leading the constructors currently. Can Dynamic Duo get up to the top 5 along with his teammate? We will see. We also have Charisma, a couple drivers still yet to set a lap here in qualifying. If the rain gets heavier, then that will surely spoil the party, but Dynamic Duo goes quickest with a 26.6, lovely lap from the AlphaTauri. Meanwhile, Charisma now round in the Red Bull. What can he do? Does a 28.5. I do believe we had Awizzy cross the line up to P7. We have the McLaren of Callum starting a lap. We've GB round in the final corner now. I think Josh is just starting a lap. And GB now up to first with a 26.3, 3 tenths quicker than Dynamic Duo and Callum behind. Good lap there from GB. Next is Zampa. Final driver to set a lap here, and it seems to be an extra out lap he's doing before he.
As Newtomatic goes P14.
Sets his actual lap. Is Awazi on a lap here, or is that Spared Fungus? I think that Spared Fungus is about to start a lap. We do have.
Salmon's about to start his lap now.
Yep.
I think Dobo is also on a lap now. Yeah, Awazi, who's 2 tenths down, he's also invalid. So.
And Charisma now, out of the second sector, is a second up on his lap time, which could put him all the way up. Currently into P7, but if Charisma can gain even more through this final sector, we will see. The lanky one in the chat says, go AlphaTauri. I wonder, is he the Simon, because he also spells with numbers. Charisma now all the way up to P5. A thousandth ahead of the Salmon himself.
Oh, they've done it. They've done the same exact time.
Well, on my screen, Charisma's a thousandth ahead.
They are both 0.796 ahead. Behind, I mean, of GB.
For me, it says 1.73. Salmon's 1.
I don't know what's happened there. Then.
Or 0.174. So
we've got 2 drivers that are both within or 4 drivers that are both within a thousandth of each other. That's probably good.
Meanwhile, Zampa does improve by 5 seconds on his lap time. Into P13 he goes, but I'm sure he's going to keep pushing. See, can he improve even more? Do have the Spared Fungus, who's invalidated. The Salmon now out of the final corner. Can he improve? 2 tenths down on his time. So you do got to keep an eye on the ERS levels of all the drivers here. Yeah, Ultra says the gap to the leaders can change the decimal. Different to the lap time, which I have it set to. But is gap to leader more aesthetically pleasing?
For me, it is. I like to see the right gaps, how far people are off.
Yeah, normally. You know, so I would hope I could. I would hope I could work it out. Meanwhile, Zampa now going to come up to the line all the way up to P5. Gets ahead of his teammate in the Red Bull as the connection is absolutely shut itself. Let me see if I can fix this. Alright, that should be fixed now. There's a bit of lag with the stream. Coda says it's going to be close for dries. I mean, I'm sure we'll see. But 5 minutes remaining. There's still drivers here yet to improve on their times. Next on an outlap should be Jobo? No, it'll be T Basil, who currently sits P9. And I'm intrigued to know who's going to get pole here. We have seen some good track evolution at this stage. T Basil now starting his lap with Callum, one of the quickest drivers here behind. I believe Callum may be second in the championship. Let me have a look at standings really quick.
I believe so, yes.
No, he's third. Dobo still leads Callum, and our top 3 very closely contested so far this season. Meanwhile, we also have Dynamic Duo, Spared Fungus, and the Salmon is your top 6. Dubsy and Tactics unable to make it tonight, and Wed thrown in Nakakraka is your top 10. Unfortunately, Nakakraka has gone on deployment for the army/military, so we wish him all the best. And
right, well, I've got a bit of information regarding one of our drivers. Josh EC is gone on to softs.
Oh, right. Let's get the tire detail up here.
It says he's up on. It says he's on softs.
Yeah. So is a couple drivers. Coda says it would be it would be close for softs.
The rain has stopped, actually.
I didn't think he meant in qualifying. I thought he meant in the race, but now it could actually be transitioning to dries. And Callum, who was on a quick lap there, is coming in. Potentially for the softs here. T Basil jumps all the way to P4. And I think everyone is switching to the softs, so I think the session may end on dry tires.
This is going to get close. 3 minutes left.
Zampa, if you're in the chat listening, you may have only time to get in for the softs, if you do want the softs.
Right, Charisma is not going to have time. Charisma's now gone on a lap. Dobo goes P1.
Dobo quickest on these inters,
half
but
a second.
Has Dobo...
Oh no!
Oh, almost contact between Dobo and the Haas.
I believe there was contact, hopefully no grid penalty, so... Got to come out
on Williams
inters
in front of Dobo here.
Right, so I'm watching Dynamic Duo right now on the softs.
Yeah, keep an eye on that.
There's still lots of spray
on a lap here. T Basil. We will see. Dobo now 4/10 clear of GB. T Basil now 3/10 up.
Second sector. This could improve.
Bod says it won't dry quick enough. We will see. Yeah, Coda and GB says +6 for softs, but is dropping. It may be possible if you leave it as late as possible for this run.
Oh, T Basil
up to P2.
Oh, good lap.
And still has time to push for another lap here. Meanwhile, Dobo is 3 seconds down on his time. He may have time
to on the softs to start a lap.
Yeah, GB just has enough time to go out now. I think they've all left it very late. They need to push relatively here just to get their last lap in.
The lap, you've got a 125, so you're going to have GB from now. He's got to get around, so he's also behind on the Mercedes. So he holds him up. It could tactically help Dobo to...
and Zampa have called it a day in the pits. Let's see here who's on a lap. Can we spot anyone on a lap here? Cthulhu is also on a lap, but who's running the final corner there?
Dynamic Duo is on a lap on the softs. He's about to be overtaken by Cthulhu on the inters. There he goes.
Yeah,
or they're going to go side by side. Don't go side by side still, lads. There you go.
Yeah, Dynamic Duo had to back out there.
Yeah, softs are definitely not it.
On the wrong tyre. Callum going to start his lap. I'm trying to find anyone who's on a lap here. T Basil lost a lot of time, not going to be coming through. We do have AlphaTauri of the Salmon coming through. GB.
Well, there's one man I want to watch here, and that is GB Sanson. Our championship league. I want to see what he can do.
I'll try and keep an eye on someone who's actually on a lap here. Pneumatic coming around the final corner, may have some traffic from the Mercedes that will clear in time. And Pneumatic goes wide, but somehow keeps it valid, keeps it in the track limits.
Ooh,
Pneumatic now all the way up to P8. Callum out.
Yeah, that is out.
Up the hill.
Just crushed that. I just saw that, yeah.
Out up the hill. Meanwhile, who else do we have a lap here? We have GB around the final corner.
Oh, Cthulhu goes P2.
Vehicle, Porsche Cthulhu up to P2.
Oh, GB is 5/10 up in the first sector. Oh, and he's invalid! Oh, no! GB was
Scotland.
half a second up in the first sector. It's just invalidated. Oh, that is... Wow, that is so unfortunate.
Meanwhile, Josh running the final corner says he's 2 seconds up. Unbelievable. Hey? There's no way he's 2 seconds up. Josh!
Oh, he is!
Oh my word! What a lap! 1.7 clear of the field! Oh,
is the track improving that much? What if GP was up half a second in the first sector? Surely the track is improving.
The Salmon's 1.3 up on his lap in the AlphaTauri here.
We're going to see some improvements here.
Where can he jump to? P2 for the Salmon. Wet Throne P2.
Wet Throne!
The Ferrari of
GB
Fungus
now. Who's 2 seconds up.
Where's Spare Fungus? I need to find him.
As well.
Yeah, spared fungus down P15. Where will he jump to? Up to
Oh!
P2 as well.
Oh,
Massive jumps here in qualifying. Pneumatic, those 4/10 down. I believe he may be our last driver to finish. But massive jumps there.
On the top 4. Damn. That is... Wow.
Dynamic,
I could not have
Dynamic
predicted
Duo in the chat. You were on softs. He was on inters. That is why he was trying to overtake you. Because plus he was on a lap.
Yeah.
So you were on the wrong tire. That is why Cthulhu was trying to overtake you. And also, if you're getting overtaken in qualifying, something's gone wrong. But anyway, Josh on pole here by 9/10, which I think is our biggest gap, maybe in WHF history. Unless, actually, I think maybe Cookie may have the record in Vegas. That I think was almost a second as well. We're gonna have to run back the tape to see if it was. But Josh, 0.91 ahead of P2. What a lap that is. And it looks to be a dry race here. 35 laps, isn't it, at Hungary?
Yes, it is.
Where have you told the drivers when to ready up?
Yeah, they've got until 21:32, so they've got 3 minutes to prepare themselves. I mean, that was... To put yourself 1.7 ahead is... It's pretty remarkable. Especially in front of Dobo too, who's definitely not one of our slow drivers, he's one of our fastest. I mean, that top 5, top 4, you've got Josh, who's returning after being in the Ferrari last season, I'm pretty sure, and winning a couple of races. And you've got Sped, Fungus, and Wed Throne. I mean, no offense to Wed Throne, but I think this is the first time I've seen him near the front, to be honest. But good to see from him. And you've got the Salmon, followed by Dobo, who probably is going to be feeling a little bit gutted, since he probably thought that lap was enough until it got smashed out the park.
Cod in the chat says he expects a win from GB, and GB starting P4. It is possible.
GB is starting
what a lap!
P8.
Oh, GB starting P8. I forgot. He was P4 at a point there, and then he dropped down, obviously due to
Do you want me to run through the grid?
Well, I would say not, because the race director, there's sometimes a glitch, but we will see.
Predicted race. Predicted.
There's a race director glitch that I just don't want to get involved with. But anyway, for those of you who haven't been enjoying qualifying so far, if you want to drop a follow, please do. We're here for a 50% race around Hungary. We've got 35 laps. GB, our championship leader, down in P8. We've got Josh on pole, who I think is worthy of a seat at this point. We'll see if we can get a seat for him after this race sorted. But
Could
the
Josh
drivers
be our reserve to champion?
reserve to champion. That would be. It'd be quite a stop after having missed a couple of races. Although our current drivers leader, GB, says he will miss some races at the end of the season, so that still does open up the door for several drivers here to potentially win it this season, even if GB continues his pace that he showed in Spain. And where was the round 2 again? I'm already forgetting.
Oh.
Well, Spain was round 2, and that was China in round 3.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see, will we have a new winner this race? We've had Tactics winning Bahrain, GB winning Spain and China. Will we have a new winner this season here in round 4 Hungary?
Oh, looks like we are going.
Yeah, we have made it to.
We've actually no one's ready enough early. Let's go.
Even with newbies, it's rare whenever there's new people around. But anyway, we were going to have the 5 lights on. Who will get away well here? The 5 lights are out, although they're not moving away. Moving away now. Josh leads us away. Can he keep Spared Fungus behind? Josh seems to be leading into turn 1. Spared Fungus may send it here. Josh keeps it ahead. Wed's thrown now round the outside. A lot of drivers on the softs here. Up front, Spared Fungus and Wed thrown.
Hello.
As we've got the mediums in behind.
There. It's down to turn 2.
Spared Fungus keeps it ahead. GB now round the outside of the Simon. Or the Salmon, I should say. And GB gets through into P5. See all the drivers coming through. Oh. And so far we've not had too much drama. As Dynamic Duo now on the outside of T-Basil. And T-Basil sends it, cuts the corner. As Dynamic Duo's gone round.
Dynamic
Dynamic Duo's gone round.
Oh, he's going to
Meanwhile, Vietcong Porsche almost has contact with Scotland there.
Oh.
And T-Basil there missed his braking point and cut the chicane, which I'm sure
going now
is at least a warning there. Meanwhile, GB now out of the final corner, looking for a move here on Dobo already. GB's got mighty pace on these soft tyres. Josh sets the fastest lap. Can GB find a way through on Dobo? Right on the rear here of this
behind.
LP.
We've got Callum attacking Cthulhu around the outside of turn 1. Can he make this stick? Oh, and he does.
Callum make it stick, and a lovely move.
Also, Zampa versus T-Basil. The veteran versus the newbie.
As the Mercedes now of Awizzy also looking for a move here on T-Basil as well. As T-Basil goes off, Awizzy now round the outside, sends around the outside, trying the Alonso send on Schumacher. Meanwhile, we've got a horrific camera angle, which it will not let us see. Does make it stick.
Too.
Yeah, Charisma looking for this move.
Oh, Coda!
Coda makes contact with Charisma there.
Had very bad camera angles for that, so I hardly even saw what happened.
Yeah, I'm trying to switch on my other controller here, but it's also kind of broken. Oh, it's finally got going. Okay. I can finally use the RB because the RB on my main controller is completely broken. Thank God we can now switch between onboard and offboard so we can actually see what's happening. Meanwhile, GB here on lap 3 still close behind Dobo. As the DRS will be enabled this lap, it will not be available until lap 4 as the detection point is in the final corner. Slash before the final corner. But GB now here in P5 looking for way through on Dobo. Have a quick look at the tyres here. A mixed set of softs and mediums here. And chat, I must say, this race is like only a medium hard. I do not know why everyone's on the softs. They will die so quickly here, but...
I mean, yeah, everyone on softs is going to be doing a 2-stop. Unless they want to take their hards very far, but the tyre wear around here, as I've known, for doing the tier 1 race is not good.
Unless they can pull it off, you know, but this really is a one-stop. Medium hard slash hard medium.
Yeah,
Ultra says hard soft is possible. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think it's the quicker version. Yeah, Ultra says bad but possible. It is possible, but like, even medium hard is a lot quicker. You can already see Spared Fungus falling out of the DRS of Josh, and it's only lap 4.
As Dobo is vulnerable to GB.
Trying to catch Dobo here into turn 1. He's going to look for the sand. Backs out of the move. Can he send Dobo a little deep? Can GB find the way through? As Zampa's got through on Cthulhu as well here. Zampa into P8. Lovely move that we missed there, unfortunately, watching the battle over P4 here between GB and Dobo. You're absolutely right there, Ultra. Yeah, early on, Wedthrone picks up the time penalty. If I could, I would do medium here. I feel like that's the best strategy, but you can't have medium, unfortunately. So they're all betting on an early safety car that hasn't come just yet. But there
I think
still is time.
I know Duro definitely needs a safe car after his spin, because he is way off the pack. And
Yeah,
shame
9
really.
seconds
He's
off.
one of our good fast guys. So he's
Yeah,
kind
one of our
betting on
quicker
safe car here.
drivers. And he is one of the dynamic duo that is leading the Constructor Championship at the moment.
Very good. So he gets it there.
As GB now down the main straight, surely has to go for the move on Dobo before
burns the DRS to stay ahead.
Thing is though, GB's got to use these softs before they fall off. He's got to make them work. Otherwise, Dobo's going to be able to extend those mediums a lot longer.
Dobo is very much helping our top 3 right now.
Yeah, he's helping them escape. GB going to look on the inside, has to back out, knows it's a very risky move to go. We've seen Alonso defend from Hamilton here a couple seasons ago. Oh, and GB goes into the rear of Dobo. Just kind of carried too much speed into the rear of Dobo. Meanwhile, Josh now, as we mentioned, on the mediums, 1.7 ahead of Spared Fungus. You can already see how much quicker those mediums are than the softs. And Josh is proving how much quicker that medium strategy is. I'll be surprised if I see, for whatever reason, Josh do like a medium soft or something. I feel like medium hard is the easy way to go.
It's a safe option, and honestly, why you shouldn't do it.
I don't think the 2-stop is quick around here, unless you're overwhelmingly quicker than everyone else on the grid.
Alright, we might have a double move here from Callum and GB if he can get a good run, as GB's going to go for the move on Dobo.
GB down the inside of Dobo gets the move before the DRS. Can Callum find a way through? Dobo goes wide, but Callum chucks it on the inside as Dobo's trying to defend here. We may almost have 3 wide! 3 wide! As on the inside, the Alpine keeps it. The Salmon trying to find a way through, and Callum gets through in that 3-wide moment. We had a horrible camera angle that kind of missed all the chaos that's happening there. But the Salmon now gonna try and get through on Dobo if he can, but Dobo losing positions here and losing traction out of the chicane. Has lost almost 7/10 to Callum already. Meanwhile, you can see up at the front, Josh 2.8 in the lead. You can just see those mediums are far quicker. And I'm sure the softeners are now going to be praying for a safety car. But GB doesn't have much to worry about in terms of medium runners ahead, because he only has the 2 softeners of Wear Throw and Spared Fungus ahead of him. But it is Josh, who started on the mediums, who is making them work the most here. Meanwhile, the Salmon going to get through on Dobo. Dobo, who's not had the benefit of DRS so far this race. Zampa now on the rear of Dobo. Can he find a way through on the Alpine? And Dobo, who did qualify well here, has just struggled. He's just not found himself in the right groove, as Zampa now in the Red Bull, maybe looking for a way through. His Vietcong Porsche picks up a time penalty here, and Dobo now, can he stay with the Salmon? The Salmon trying to catch the pack ahead. GB now almost inside the DRS of Wed Throne here, as meanwhile Charisma has overtaken T Basil. T Basil's had some sort of issue in the chicane again, I believe. Meanwhile, Dynamic Duo is going to get Vietcong Porsche here. And Dynamic Duo has caught up and has started battling with another driver here. Vietcong Porsche struggling. Going off track, you can see, has already a time penalty. Meanwhile, we've got a good train forming here from P6 down to P10. Coda and the Alpine.
Oh, I thought I was going to go for the move into P2.
For this back. As Zampa sending it on Dobo here as well.
Very wide.
Yeah, Wed Throne gets through.
P2.
Zampa contact with the Alpine of Dobo. Dobo seemed to have some sort of snap that
He's going for
brought him.
P3.
Meanwhile, Coda,
Oh, he's going to try and run the outside.
as GB
There he goes.
gets P3, there's absolute carnage here. Multiple moves on the same lap. Didn't know which battle to follow. Meanwhile, Callum on the inside now of Spared Fungus may send it at the chicane. Going to be too risky to send it there. Backs out of the move. And it's probably the smart move. He's a bit too far back to make that move. Meanwhile, Dobo did have contact there with Zampa on that lap. Had seemed to have some sort of slip that brought him into the side pod of the Red Bull. And Coda had contact with Cthulhu trying to get the move for P9. Coda's got good pace here on lap 8, but I'm starting to I think lap 8 is where you'll see the drivers come off the softs now. We start to see maybe some early pit stops. Lap 9 is usually when they come in.
As Callum, meanwhile, take Callum.
Yeah, Callum on the back of Spared Fungus. Can he get the move down the main straight here? It's GB now into turn 1 as well on Wed Throne.
Oh, Wed Throne's going to try and hold it.
Wed Throne now round the outside. Cannot keep the position. Meanwhile, Callum gets through. And Callum now. Meanwhile, Coda side by side with Cthulhu here. Cthulhu going to keep it ahead. And Coda has to concede the position that Williams has been defending well. Meanwhile, the Salmon on the rear of Spared Fungus. The Spared Fungus struggling here after losing out several positions here. And you can see these mediums are looking punchy. As Josh now 7.7. And look at the gap between Josh and GB as it just climbs through every corner. Those mediums are just far quicker through every corner.
Goes off again.
Yep.
Spared Fungus is struggling so much right now.
Yep, the softs are not the tire to be on.
Who's going to see any pit stops here?
Yeah, we will see. Spared Fungus going to stay out here. He's missed the detection point. Spared Fungus has also missed the detection point, I believe, so the Salmon is going to have DRS on the Mercedes. And could be a comfortable move down the main straight. Meanwhile, Callum on the inside of Wed Throne now. Even though both drivers had the DRS, it seems Callum just had the pace. Meanwhile, Callum may even find a way past GB, who's going to look to defend here. And Callum on the rear of GB, unable to find a move. Meanwhile, we do see our first pit stops for A-Wizzy and Dynamic Duo possibly coming in off the soft tires. But you can see how much time Josh has gained here.
Oh, is
Josh now 8.7 ahead.
A-Wizzy, I think, has gone to another set of softs.
Maybe he's trying a soft medium, which I would not recommend. But, you know, if he wins, then
yeah.
I guess he can rub it in my face. But I really do not see the soft medium working.
Ooh,
I do believe
a very massive wiggle there.
I do believe this Hungary is only a one-stop really. You can make a two-stop work if there's a safety car, but there's been no safety car to benefit these soft runners. So Josh now is the example you want to follow. Callum coming in for the undercut. Is anyone else going to come in for the undercut? I don't believe so.
A huge fact, the undercut around here is very powerful. So GB's either got to put in an absolute stonking lap, or else he's probably going to lose position to Callum here.
Meanwhile, Zampa on the inside of Spared Fungus. A little bit of contact between him and the Mercedes. As Zampa gets through now on Spared Fungus. And a good move from the Red Bull there.
Frauding himself. P5.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't call him a fraud because it was a good move. Meanwhile, Spared Fungus now on the rear of Zampa has a little bit of contact. Couldn't choose which way to go, and it is a tough place to make a move. Meanwhile, Dobo back on the mediums here. Dobo trying to regain some pace that he lost, which he will have now on these mediums. They'll be a lot quicker than the softs. As Dobo has some desync, and I thought he almost binned the car there. He desynced into a wall momentarily. But Dobo's
gotta
still
watch
in the battle.
Callum here to see the gap to GB if he will. I assume GB will pit the slap to cover off that undercut. Oh, he
He's going to
doesn't?
stay out. I wonder how long GB wants to go here. He will have been undercut by Callum, but his tyres will be quicker when he does pit. So can he take advantage of that? I mean, Coda does come in.
Oh, Josh!
Josh
Oh,
is
no.
left. I'm going to immediately get him back in. We're not having this happen again.
I don't even have him.
Josh, I have him added. Josh has lagged out before for us, and now that he's this far in the lead, I do not want this to sabotage his race. I've sent him an invite to get him immediately back in. I really hope it does not sabotage his race. Meanwhile, Cthulhu and Charisma battling here. Charisma around the outside, Cthulhu and T Basil, both Williams now on the rear of Charisma as Josh has joined. Hopefully Josh has only lost a second here.
He's still
8.1,
8.1, don't worry, lads.
Yeah. Just needs to regain control of his car, and he should be fine. Meanwhile, let's see here, any moves on the horizon. The Salmon on the rear of Wed Throne. We'll have a look at the tyre situation. As you can see, the drivers who have pit, the drivers who have not. Viet Cong Porsche now picks up another time penalty.
Josh is back in
as the
car,
Salmon.
So
He's only lost about 1.5 seconds, I'd say, to
right.
GB.
Since that desync, well, no, since Callum pitted, he's gained 5 seconds. Believe it or not.
Yeah, well, for all the drivers who are on the softs, oh my lord, the desync. The Salmon almost went into the rear of Wed Throne, but I think that was just desync on my end. Callum picks up the fastest lap. Meanwhile, T Basil and Cthulhu battling here as the Salmon getting into P3. T Basil gets round the outside of Cthulhu.
Oh, not a
Josh has left the session again and immediately getting back in.
I'm going to try and get at him quickly so I can do it.
Yeah. And despite disconnecting, I think Josh can still... He's still in strategy here. Meanwhile, the Salmon getting close to Wed Throne here.
Try and get him back.
Maybe GB's trying to do a soft hard. Josh has joined. Hopefully Josh can stay joined.
Right, yeah. Hopefully. I mean, I'd hate to see him lose the win because of this.
Yeah, Josh at this point deserves it. He has built a massive
it's only been 13
gap.
laps, but still.
He has built a massive
The
gap.
gap was only 10
Meanwhile,
seconds. He had a cooking moment.
I think we will be seeing a soft hard here for a majority of the soft runners.
Let's take on Salmon on Wed Throne.
On the inside now, in the background, you can see Dobo on the inside of Spirit Fungus.
Zampa.
Those mediums
Very close to the
finally
back of
hitting
Wed
their
Throne
stride.
there.
Spirit Fungus has a little bit of contact with Dobo in the rear. As Charisma's your first hard runner on track. Charisma now looking to go to the end. 21 laps on those hards.
What can you say about Charisma? Well, I guess he's the first man with a hard on.
That is very true. But moving on, moving swiftly onward. Zampa on the rear of Wed Throne still. And Spared Fungus, Zampa, Wed Throne, GB still yet to get off those softs. I think their pit stops onto the hards will come soon. But I do think at least they've stretched these softs to make it to the hards. It could still work.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hards will go from here for sure. So,
Meanwhile, Callum
picks up
now
another penalty, I believe. So that's 6 seconds for him. That's 9 seconds for him, actually. Actually, that's like a penalty. So we've got 3 seconds for Wed Throne in P4. That's actually who comes into the pits now. That's
GB
Fungus.
and Wed Throne.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, Callum on the rear of Cthulhu. As
Oh,
Callum's left the session.
Not him too.
Oh my lord. As Callum's ghost is overtaking Cthulhu.
Oh god.
I don't think I've ever seen that chat where a ghost has just overtaken someone. What is the AI level?
I think it's 80.
Oh, it should not be 80.
Oh.
It definitely should not be 80. Charisma now going to send it on the inside of Spared Fungus. Big contact between Charisma and Spared Fungus. And Charisma's going round. Sent it on the inside of the Mercedes. And contact with the Mercedes. We will see who was at fault there in the steward's office, I'm sure. Meanwhile, we'll have a look now. Callum now.
I have tried.
P6.
I've just sent him an invite, so hopefully he gets back in. Unless he's already joined. I haven't seen him join there.
He is not joined, but 80 is Josh back in according to the Delta. Yeah, Josh is back in. Dobo. Yeah, the Delta should not be 80. This is 80 is still relatively quick.
I think I just have it set as for me. So hopefully I'll change it up next.
On to the mediums to the end. This is going to be a stretch and a half. But we'll see, can Zampa
Oh, why has everyone got to be appearing offline? Ugh. Oh, T-Basil
T-Basils!
Oh my god.
What is happening today with all these disconnections?
I don't know if it's my connection or something, it's just whacked at the moment.
Just everyone in the chat blame EA. That's the best thing to do, is just blame EA, and then we're all happy.
Oh, T-Basil's car is stopped on track. Okay, we might have an issue here. As he's been disqualified.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Oh,
what even happened horrible there?
It just stopped him out of turn 2 along the DRS straight.
Yeah, I did see that momentarily before his car disappeared.
Is that going to cause a safety car?
I don't think so, because the yellow flag is clear.
No, it's still there. Its car's just retired now.
The yellow flag is now following a ghost, and not even a ghost that we can see, just a ghost. The ghost of Christmas past is on track, heading into Sector 2.
Oh yeah, there it is. He's riding aboard with Josh. There it is.
Meanwhile,
there he goes. Why is it not pulled off to the side yet? What?
It's just doing a lap. Confused.
If it keeps going round and just has, we don't have a constant yellow, there is something up. Because I've never seen
Meanwhile,
that.
Callum is not rejoined.
Yeah, oh, man,
this has been a pretty scuffed lobby at the moment here. Just
yeah.
4 disconnections. Callum's finally rejoined, thank the Lord.
Okay, right, there you go. Well, I just sent him another one, so... As I believe... What was this? Salmon. Oh. As... Yep. Callum has a ghost car, just passes the disqualified T-Basil on track.
Is he still going round?
He's still going... Oh wait, no, I think he's gone now. Wait, is he? I can't see him. Oh, he's just coming to the pits.
Interesting. Meanwhile, Callum now has got control of his car. Dobo comes in off those mediums to then switch to the hards. The first medium runner to go on to the hards at the end here. Meanwhile, T-Basil's car maybe exiting the pit lane again. As
oh no.
A-Wizzy now round the outside
out
of Wed Throne.
Out the pit lane. There it is. Oh man.
And Wed Throne gets ahead of A-Wizzy. T-Basil says internet went down. T-Basil, your car has been disqualified.
But you're still going.
For whatever reason. And your car's still going on track for whatever reason. This is the most broken glitch I've ever seen in my life, I think. Actually, I don't think it was as bad as Barry in Tier 2 last season. I think that was the most glitched lobby I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
but this is gotta love EA and their new and inventive glitches. Every year, every game that they make, they just come up with new ones that we've just never thought of that were possible. Meanwhile, GB bumps the rear of Callum. What were we gonna say?
I believe his car is now finally gone because there's no more yellows. So
GB now round the outside of Callum. There's no way he's gonna pull this off.
Oh, he does.
Round the final corner. What a move from GB on the hards. And Callum struggling after regaining his connection here. GB with a lovely move in the Ferrari.
Wait. Oh, wait, no, I think I know what might have happened. Hang on.
What?
Wait, did Callum pit? Oh, no, he's gone again.
Oh,
Did Callum
Callum's...
pit before his AI was controlling it?
he did, I think?
Because Callum's gone to soft medium. While GB's
Yeah, I
gone
think
to
he's
soft
trying
hards.
soft, medium. Yeah, I think Callum was trying soft, medium, hard. Or not soft, medium, soft, I mean. Meanwhile, GB is trying a soft, hard. So I think Callum is on the same strategy he wants to be on.
Right, I've just inverted him back. Oh,
Yep,
this
I
lobby
also
is
have as well.
going well.
Meanwhile, Zampa on the back of A-Wizzy. Zampa 3 laps on these mediums. A-Wizzy 9 laps on the softs. Zampa are going to choose the outside of the Mercedes. Side by side they go. Zampa around the outside. Can they keep it clean here? They mostly have. Zampa on the inside still.
Oh, they're going so slow.
And they're doing DRS checking. They're doing DRS checking. As Zampa now through. I do believe they were doing DRS checking as A-Wizzy actually planting the DRS in the final corner, which was surprising to see. As Coda now up into P3.
A-Wizzy up the inside as
A-Wizzy now chucks it on the
Zampa
inside.
with the
Zampa with a
switchback.
lovely switchback. Zampa with a lovely switchback here. And unfortunately for the TV directors, we're getting horrific camera angles. I don't even know where to pick to be on board or off board, because either or are not great. I'm going to give Callum another invite here,
Yeah, I've sent him 2 now.
just to try and get them all back in. Meanwhile, Dynamic Duo now catching A-Wizzy, and Dynamic Duo has recovered much of what has been lost, but I don't know if he's going to go mediums to the end. 25 laps on the mediums, I don't believe is going to be doable here. I think Dynamic Duo is going to do a
another
soft...
penalty. That'll be 12 seconds, I believe, so he's really struggling over there. He's currently the last man in last place, currently. He's about to be lapped by Josh, actually, who still has a 19.3 second margin over GB after disconnecting twice.
And Josh has
Still has not
decided to
pitted.
stay out. I think Josh is going for the medium soft, which is a bit crazy.
Yeah, well, I want to know what his tyres are currently sitting at, but I mean, they can't be looking too good.
Callum has messaged me, which I think that means he wants an invite. I've sent him in-game invites, but he's clearly doesn't know how to read. Let's see, can we send him one?
Oh, Josh has just spun! Josh has spun! Where's he got?
Why, whenever I'm trying to invite people? No, I think he's just spun. He's definitely taken these mediums far too long. And he's left.
Oh,
He is left again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm just gonna have to fucking search his name yet again. This is horrible. We're not even getting to watch what's happening here. We're having to invite so many
This has
people
got to be,
back to
like,
the
the
lobby
most-
here.
For the race with the most action, but not for the batteries.
Yeah, there's just
As
so many
Josh's car-
disconnects. We've never...
Oh, Josh, it pits him. What tyre is it
Uh,
that's going to put him onto? If this puts him onto hards,
I
this
hope-
has just screwed him.
Well, I kind of hope it is the hards, to be honest, because the hards will definitely go to the end of the soft sort of stretch.
I think that's, yeah, I mean, let's see. What's it going to go on to?
It's put on mediums!
Oh.
That's even worse! It's put on mediums! Oh, that's the worst thing that could have happened! That is the worst thing that could have happened! Why is this game this game? That is horrendous!
That is...
I don't
So
even
now-
think Ferrari could... Ferrari couldn't even come up with that strategy! What is that? As there's contact between Dobo and Dynamic Duo, through turn 1, Josh has been absolutely stiffed. Oh my word!
Well,
I've never seen a worse strategy call in my life. Why does the game think that's the strategy he wants?
so now Josh is going to pit for softs.
Yeah, he's gonna have to pit for softs.
But I think his race is done. Wow.
He can still get some good points here, but the win has just been absolutely thrown out the window here. I cannot believe the game has
That's heartbreaking.
done him this dirty. Callum in the message said that he cannot take control of his car.
Oh,
Meanwhile, the Salmon on the rear of Zampa looking for the move, as Josh is also going to be looking for the move. And I'm betting Josh is going to want to just use as much of these mediums as he can, hope there's a safety car comes out.
Yeah, he needs to
save him.
or else he's going to get disqualified, so he doesn't up it again, which is just like...
Meanwhile, the Salmon looking for a move on the inside of Zampa. Zampa does leave the space. The Salmon trying to find his way through. And again with the camera angles that don't show us anything. As the Salmon goes for a risky send on the inside, contact with Josh.
Oh wow.
And or the Salmon on the inside contact with Zampa, that is. Meanwhile, Josh looking for a move back through on the Salmon here. And Josh on the inside! What a brave move from Josh in the Aston Martin. And Josh does somehow get through. Yeah, Josh has been absolutely done dirty by the game, just disconnecting him. But that is the worst thing. He should have boxed on the hards, I have to say. He should have went in the hards. Take the decision out of the game's hands.
As Zampa lets Josh go through. Maybe
I think Zampa wants the DRS. Because he can tell Josh is on much fresher tyres. But can Zampa even stay with Josh through this
if he lost the DRS, then I would have laughed. As Coda pits,
he does get through.
Coda pits off.
Yeah, Coda coming in. Coda coming in for the softs for his final pit stop. We'll see, can Coda make that strategy work? Ultra says he may or may not be the engineer for Chris and Zampa. As long as you're not in the lobby, it's not a problem. But if you're in the lobby, we're going to have issues, Ultra. Meanwhile, Dobo is going to overtake Callum's Ghost here, unfortunately, who it won't let him take control of his car. As the Salmon now still heading after Zampa. As the Salmon picks up a time penalty trying to find a way through on Zampa, so that's not going to help his race.
Oh no.
What?
I just got punched in the dick by my girlfriend.
Okay, great. Anyway, moving on. Spared Fungus and Wedge thrown here on the same strategies. They're on the same penalties. Josh, though, is now in the battle for P2 here. But again, Josh has to pit again, which is
I feel like he's got to pit
from the
probably
game.
next lap, which is the...
Yeah, I mean, he has to use the softs. And Josh sets the fastest lap here, but the game has royally screwed him. I can't believe that the game thought, let's put him on mediums. That's what he wants, right? But Josh is gonna comfortably get through both P2 and 3 there. Josh now into P2. Meanwhile, the Salmon's still struggling behind Zampa, who's been defending in the Red Bull, like Alonso here in Hungary.
Drops. Oh, it pitted Callum. Has it?
Well, Callum says he can't even regain control of his car, so I don't even think he wants to rejoin.
Oh, no.
As Josh now just needs to use the pace that he has at hand.
So I guess his only hope is to get very close to GB pit and then be on fresh softs to then go for... I mean, if he pits now, it still could be doable if he's got the pace.
I don't know if he can win it. I don't know if he can win it from here, but I think points are still on here.
Yeah.
I think there's no way he can gain a pit stop that quickly, unless there's a safety car that can benefit him.
The gap he pulled on the rest of the field was very impressive, so he's very quick. He's also, he's getting 2 seconds already on GB.
He is on much quicker tyres here, but and GB, stop texting and driving. We're gonna give you a 2 points in your license.
I mean, he was going on straight that time, so that's fair.
GB has let his rivals in on a secret. Meanwhile, A-Wizzy's just retired down the straight. Okay, interesting.
I was going to say that's in the pits, but that is not in the pits.
He just retired down the straight. Interesting. As the Salmon has finally gotten through on Zampa, and Zampa's tyres are going to start to struggle. But can Zampa use these worn mediums that will... They will struggle here.
Josh is now inside a second of GB.
As well as Coda on the rear of Charisma here. Coda on the fresh softs. Let's see how effective they will be. Meanwhile, we'll move up to the battle for the lead here. Josh should get GB here comfortably. But again, Josh has to pit again, which is unfortunate because the game has stiffed him. It is Charisma. Charisma's gone round. I wonder, was there any contact there with Coda, or has Charisma lost the rear on these worn hards? He's going to get onto the fresh softs. So maybe the fastest lap could be in the books for Charisma. But Josh now, I just don't know what he can do at this point. He just kind of has to hope for a safety car.
I mean, there is enough laps for there to be a safety car, so if anyone wants to, yeah, cause one.
I mean...
Oh, he gets a pit.
Is the safety...
Oh, no. That's not going to help.
Yeah, is the safety car turned on for sure?
Yeah, it should be, yeah. I mean, everything is... We've had safety cars in previous lobbies, so...
Well, it should be turned on because we have had a couple of crashes, none too horrendous. But I've been surprised to not even see a VSC so far. So I am inquisitorial, one would say, whether the safety car is turned on.
Oh, fucking hell, it's not even on.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So
this is the same save which I've been using since I've been hosting this game. Not last game, but last season. Which is the save I was definitely on.
Well, the lobby has been quite bugged, unfortunately, so the safety car will not help Josh. Josh, if you're listening, there's no safety car. You may as well box for softs now.
We just give him the win no matter what.
you kind of have to use the pace and the softs. Unfortunately, as awful as it is, we can't just gift people wins for disconnecting, because otherwise I'd be winning the championship with how many times I've disconnected throughout my years.
I mean, you would have definitely won in Austria. I mean, what a drive it would have been from you there.
Yeah, power cut cost me the win in Tier 1 Round 1. Meanwhile, Zampa's still trying to hold on to the Salmon. The Salmon does have a time penalty as Charisma picks up his first time penalty, I believe, of the day. And GB did say his fight isn't with Josh, so he's field saving, trying to not lose out to Wed Throne and spared Fungus.
I think Josh has to pit now, or it's probably too late if he wants to try and catch up again. As he does not.
Ultra has said sometimes the safety car doesn't turn on. You need to change the race distance to shorter and then correct the distance. Then it'll let you turn it on. Again,
great.
you gotta love the new and inventive glitches that EA come up with every single year to every single game title that they create. They just think, what else can we mess up? You know, they just think, what else is new? What new glitches can we invent?
You know, I've actually just noticed that Zampa is on course for a podium. Everyone ahead of him's got a penalty.
And Dynamic Duo gets ahead of Cthulhu down the main straight here. I love how the move that has a comfortable DRS move, that's when we have good camera angles. But when any time we have a three-way battle, it cuts to a camera angle where we can't see anything.
Facts.
Unbelievable. Meanwhile, Zampa, although Zampa is going to struggle in those mediums, but Wed Throne spared Fungus are on even more worn mediums.
Right, Josh,
so...
please pit now. You have to now, come on. Please.
Yeah, Josh, you need a pit.
No. Oh.
I don't think he's listening to the stream. I think he's just praying for a safety car that will never come.
Yeah. Oh, that's...
Meanwhile,
Man.
the Salmon's still in good position here. So the Salmon is on the best tyres here out of the podium hunters here.
Zampa
as Zampa
just
picks up the time penalty.
Oh.
That puts the nail in the coffin.
Zampa's now got to do some get his hands dirty.
If he can pull off 3 overtakes here, then it's on. But until then,
Well, actually, Spared Fungus has got 6 seconds. The rest of them have got 3 seconds. So at the moment, it'll still be Wed Throne in P3, and then it'll be Spared Fungus down to P6 and Salmon and Zampa up to P5. So.
Meanwhile, Josh, if you're listening, dear God, Pit.
Yeah, you have to. Please. I mean, he's pulled the gap so much.
Yeah, but he won't be gaining really much time on these mediums. He needs fresh softs to build that gap.
I feel like that should have been last lap, though. That's the problem.
He needs to be using the fresh softs because I think he's just left it too long to gain any more time.
Come on. No, he doesn't pit again. No.
Yeah. He doesn't know that there's no safety car, which we wish there was, but
yeah,
game bad.
Lobby bad.
And also, if you think, oh, you're just being picky or whatever, T Basil disconnected and it immediately disqualified his car. So it's not the only glitch we've happened this one lobby.
What a debut
now on the rear of Spared Fungus, looking for the switchback. Can he get the DRS planted? And what a move! What traction did the Salmon find there? Absolutely splendid. Just found so much traction out of turn 1. And you can see how much more effective those hards are than these older mediums. Zampa now looking for way through on Spared Fungus's charisma is going to get through in the ghost of Callum.
Oh!
Well, you've got...
fucking...
Oh, Zampa almost sends it at the chicane on Spared Fungus. Risky place to go for it.
I hate this game sometimes. I really do. I had a heart attack.
I
was riding aboard with Josh and he just desynced off track and I thought he just lost it, but no, then he just teleported back.
Yeah, and he remains to stay out, not going on the softs. I don't even know if he knows that he's on the wrong strategy.
Yeah, maybe he's on hards or not on his screen.
I hope the game tells him.
I mean, yeah, he'd be telling him that he's going to get disqualified if he doesn't pit again. I mean, he's literally building a good enough gap, to be honest. Because I think the pit stop down here is about 17, 18 seconds-ish. I think it's like 22
He needs to get in and out, though, because he needs to be able to use the softs to then clear the traffic back again. Because the softs would be quicker than the mediums at this rate. He's not getting as much time as he would be getting on the softs. So, Ultra says he needs to be a game tester, and I think I need to be a game tester because I can find every glitch. Because I've played enough EA games to know exactly where they are. Because every EA title I play, I will find the glitches without my own consent. I don't want to find them, but I will find them, regardless. Meanwhile, we still have the battle for the podium raging on. Josh, we will see, as GB picks up a time penalty, which may
Josh, you need to pit.
Someone shout in his house. One of his family members, if you're watching, just shout at him. Callum says that he had a power cut.
Oh no.
So Callum has had an issue like mine. Josh has said his Wi-Fi is the issue.
So this has not been a fun race for many people.
Yeah, the lobby has been mega bogged. Zampa now on the inside of Spared Fungus. Contact with Spared Fungus. Zampa loses the rear. Catches it. Spared Fungus going to keep it ahead here.
These two have had extra incidents. Obviously, there was an incident last week which unfortunately did not benefit the Spared Fungus. I think it spun him round. So these two have got history with each other. As to Spared Fungus of nearly everybody so far this season.
Meanwhile, we still have the battle for P8 on here. Dobo under pressure from his teammate Coda as we are on the third last lap as Josh now is going to round the final corner.
Josh is still not... Oh no. Well, I believe it's too late for Josh now. Even if he does pit, it's still. If he doesn't pit, then it just disqualifies himself. Then
Yeah.
I do not know. Maybe he is just going to go to the flag and just pretty much just tell, like, let everyone know that that's his pace, and he'll, come back next week and, show what he can do, I guess.
Meanwhile, Coda on the inside of Dobo here on the penultimate lap. Good move there from Coda into P7. And they've actually joined the train of the cars ahead as well here, battling over P5. Meanwhile, GB is essentially having another Sunday drive with knowing the driver ahead. Just like in Spain, he kind of knew the win was on. And I think GB's having a similar moment now as well. Meanwhile, the Salmon trying to find a way through. On Wed Throne now. Both have similar penalties.
That's Josh pits. There he goes.
Josh, he finally pits onto the softs. I was intrigued to see will he do a Schumacher, but he does put onto the softs. He was hoping for the safety car that never came. And GB now is going to inherit. GB is going to inherit the
and surely take the win.
Lead. Meanwhile, will Josh exit here P2? He will.
Yeah.
Josh exits P2. And Josh has absolutely left it too late because...
Yeah, 7.2 seconds.
Imagine Josh had to just pit anyway as the Simon's gone off into the grass.
Oh, it's
the
Fungus
sends on the inside. Risky send from Mercedes. And he's gone round and lost multiple positions here.
Oh,
meanwhile,
Josh.
Coda now up to P5. It could be a podium for Coda. It could be a podium for Coda.
Very well, which could be. Wed Throne is holding on so
1.3
far.
behind the Simon and Wed Throne. And if Josh, you're just going to think if he pit like 5 laps earlier,
Yeah, look at
he could have gained. He could have gained all the time on GB. He just left it far too late. He could have gained the time back. He just left it far too late. Yeah, I think Josh would have. He would have. He would have won anyway. GB now ran out of fuel. I think GB is just going to let Josh through. He's letting Josh through. Oh my word! He let Josh through. Oh my god! Coda though in P5 is Coda going to get? Coda gets a podium. Coda gets a podium. Wed through now P4, P5 for Dynamic Duo, Duo P6, the Salmon P7, Zampa P8, Spared Fungus P9, Cthulhu P10, and I don't even think GB ran out of fuel there. Yeah, I believe he let through Josh. GB gives up the win. GB is a bigger man than me because I would absolutely not do that.
Yeah, I would.
Oh my
I think
word.
I would have just I did for myself.
GB is a greater man than me because I would not have did that. Everyone in the chat clap. Everyone clap. Unbelievable from GB.
It's funny if he still ended up winning because of penalties.
What absolute character. What absolute character from our currently championship leader. Lets Josh through. Absolutely, Coda. We're doing interviews. Although Coda is not on Xbox, so unfortunately, Coda, you cannot cheat. Which is ropes. Yeah. Oh, Coda says he has Xbox. Okay, Coda.
Oh, I can see it.
I will add Coda. Right, invite everyone. Coda gets your deserving driver of the day. And we will try and get Coda in the lobby here. But what a drive from Coda. And I can't believe GB. What a legend. Just, that is unbelievable scenes. Letting Josh through. But we'll try and see, can we get everyone in the party now? But it will be Josh who is deserving winner GB could have taken it fair and square, but unbelievable from GB letting Josh through for the win. And welcome in, Coda, as you tick the box. Make sure, or well, as you come in, make sure to tick the box, and we'll get everyone in here, including GB, who I think has to be given some sort of award for that. Well, welcome in, Josh. You come in, tick the box.
Yeah,
Dynamic duo gets your fastest lap here. Have a quick look at all the results. And we'll have a look at the race director as well while we're here, in case it is needed. And there's a lot of race director to get through, but Josh is your winner. I think we'll start the interviews with Coda, your driver of the day, and gets his first podium in WHF. Coda, how did that race go for you?
Pretty good. I decided to go soft medium soft. Probably would have stayed if I had stayed on the hard, but had a bit of contact with one of the Red Bulls, I believe, Charisma, so might be in the field for that. Felt like a race incident, but yeah, great pace. Accidentally practiced Netherlands instead of Hungary, and I don't know, just had a really great race. Tried to take my time behind slower drivers and just not push anything, stay out of trouble, and yeah, worked it out today.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. First podium here in WHF. I'm speechless with how in the end I just seen you being like, oh wait, you can actually get a podium here. But I think we'll move on. Yeah. Well, brilliant brilliant podium, not brilliant podium for Coda. I've mixed up the words. But we're going to move on now to GB, who got P2, could have won, but what an absolute legend letting Josh through. GB, how did that race go for you? Also make sure to tick the box as you've come in as well.
Yeah, it was a weird race. I spent most of it looking after fuel. For about 10 laps in the middle of the race, I was lifting and coasting. I was in like high gears out of every single corner, so it was horrible. But that at the end, like it felt wrong taking it off of Josh. He was that dominant, and with my two main title rivals at the moment down in, I think there was 6th and 13th. It's one I prefer to take the risk on it. If it bites me in the arse, then I'll look like a bit of an idiot. But Josh was that dominant, and to have it taken away, not just by his connection, like letting him down, but like the game putting mediums on for no apparent reason while he was AI, it just felt a bit weird taking it. So if he hadn't come out in second place, I might not have, but because he came out and caught like 4 seconds in the lap, I just thought it's only fair.
Yeah, absolute. As me and Ollie were saying in the commentary booth, you've shown greater character than I think any of us to let Josh back through again. And congrats on the P2, and congrats on extending your championship lead as well. And now we're going to move on to the man himself, Josh. How'd that race go for you as well?
It was probably one of the worst races of my life, to be honest. I thought that I'd just end up dropping straight to the back. But yeah, when I disconnected the final times, I knew it was over for me, but GB, what a guy, letting me back through.
Yeah, absolutely. What a guy. But regardless, I do believe that the win was deserving because you had been stiffed by your connection. And also, I've never seen a game come up with a worse strategy in my life. The only way it would have been worse if they put you on wet tires, to be honest.
So at least I wouldn't have got disqualified for that.
Yeah.
I was begging you the last few laps. I was going, pit, you'll get fastest lap as well, just pit. But
Oh yeah, we were too.
I knew I had to stay out, so I'd come out in P2. If I'd come out behind, I would have ended up killing someone with me leg.
yeah, at the end
Also
you
possible.
teleported ahead a little bit, which did scare the shit out of me. But
Yeah, I
yeah.
seen your dot on the up, just stop. And I went straight in front of you. I was so confused. But yeah, thank you so much for that.
Oh, mate, your pace was ridiculous. Like,
I do love Hungary, to
I
be fair.
know the like of me and Cloud got stuck in traffic, which sort of killed our tyres for a stint. But even when I was on the fresh tyres, I just wasn't catching you in the slightest. So you obviously deserved it. You should have won it by about 30 seconds, I think, in the end.
It is probably the best track, Hungary, to expect any more performances like that.
I hope it's your best track. If you do that on every other track, I'm going to regret letting you through.
But yep, a very enjoyable race. Josh is your third winner of the season, wins in Hungary. GB, the absolute legend, letting him through despite all of Josh's struggles. Coda also getting his first podium here in WHF. It's been a great round 4. We'll be back tomorrow for the Netherlands in Tier 1, where you'll be joined by Zampa and Charisma, the return in the commentary booth, as GB and Andy are busy. And also next week we'll be back with Belgium, so stay tuned for that. We're going to find someone to raid on our way out, and we're going to raid Lucas Blakely, who's in Monaco, I think. So if you haven't dropped a follow yet, please do. We'll be back tomorrow for Tier 1. Also, make sure to drop Lucas a follow on your way in as well. But thank you all for watching. You've been joined by Ollie and me, WHF Arrow, and thank you all for watching, and goodbye.